listeners, my name is Paige.
And I'm Ash.
And this is Pages with Paige. And today we're going to be doing Twister Chooses, our August TBR. We're currently filming this on the 25th of July, I believe. I have half of Game of Thrones left to go, so I'm not up for any punishments. Ash doesn't have any punishments, we just do this for fun for him. All clear on that front, no punishments in sight. For this month, I will be participating in Ketchupathon, hosted by Alyce and Sean from the Bumbling blogger, links in the description below, and Pickpongathon, which is hosted by Krystal from Bon Book Reviews. So I'm trying to make as much of my TBR Twister work for that. We'll see how it goes. Also, I will be talking through what my TBR is for Pickpongathon and Ketchupathon after we talk about the Twister. So Ash will disappear into the sunset and I will tell you what Twister fits in, what extra ones I have. So yeah. So not applying the 3-4 rule, so if we get 3 of any colour or any body type, do we have to take an extra spin? We only have to take an extra spin if we fucking stack it, or if we take our body parts off when we're not meant to take them off. So essentially if we try to readjust. And yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. So essentially pretty chill. Sticking to the 5 unless we get those extra spins.
Let's go.
Spin number 1. We is picking blind. We cannot see these prompts, so this could go
horribly wrong.
Disastrously.
Shall we?
I also promise Ash not to hit him in the nuts this time.
I don't believe her. It got her too many views.
That is true.
Right hand blue.
Go for it.
I'm gonna go up the other end of the board to start myself off. Right there. Oh wait, and it is one word title. Okay, so for spin number 1, I got one word title. So for that one, I've gone with Stardust by Neil Gaiman. Now, this one got passed on to me by Paige because I believe she was going to unhaul it after having read it.
Yeah, I wasn't as in love with the story as I hoped I would be.
Yeah, and I'd like to see the differences from the movie that I actually that I've seen first. So I'd love to actually read the book and see how it's meant to be.
There are many differences.
Exactly. So now I want to see why it's so different.
Yeah.
So yeah, and see if I prefer the book over the movie. Spin number 2.
I think spin again.
Yeah.
Like on the lines. Yeah. Right hand green. All right. So let me bring this to you.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna go here.
Get off to a good starting position.
Advanced reader copy. So for spin number 2, I got right hand green, and that landed on advanced reader copy. So going for an advanced reader copy, yeah, no. I went for one that came out in April of 2019. For the book club, I should have read that. I will leave a link to that book club below. It's a brand new one and starting this month, so I thought I'd jump on. And the book that I'm going to read is Queenie by Candice Carty-Williams. I'm really excited to read this. I think it's going to be a really interesting look on different dynamics and black relationships and just seeing how it is. Obviously arcs can be different to the final content, but I'm pretty sure that this is going to be very similar, if not close to. But yeah, I'm very, very excited to read this and be able to participate in this brand new book club. On to spin number 3.
That was the worst spin of all time. Left hand red. Newly acquired.
Hey!
That's a nice one.
We like that one. Okay,
for spin number 3, I got newly acquired. So for that one, I'm going with The Comfort Book by Matt Haig. Now, I love this cover. It's it just feels warm and fuzzy. And I thought, since it's one of my new books that I've acquired and it will be a nice easy one to get through, it would be a good one to put on my list.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think you're really going to enjoy it.
Yeah. I've read little snippets throughout and it's really, really wholesome. And on to spin number 4.
That was also a really shitty spin. Can we tell where? Left hand yellow. I'm gonna go. Oh, I hate my life.
You got a classic.
God damn it. So for spin number 4, I got right hand yellow and I ended up getting classic. So for me, I have many classics, some that I've been avoiding more than others, and this one I have unintentionally avoided, but I'm also avoiding others more. So what I'm going to read is Kindred by Octavia Butler. This is definitely a classic in the sci-fi genre, but I'm really interested in seeing this story. I know that there's time travel elements, and yeah, I'm really keen to get to this, so I think it will be a really good read. I have it both on my Kindle and my Audible account. On to spin number 5.
Come on, let me rearrange my hands.
Left foot yellow.
Left foot yellow.
Cool.
Alright.
Do you want? Yeah.
Audible. Can I swap you the classic? Speaking of Audible, so for spin number 5, I got Audible. So for that one, I'm going to be doing Brain Reset by David Gillespie. This is one that we got in store. It looks at both helping yourself get out of funks with anxiety, depression, addiction, and all that sort of thing. So I thought I would give it a read, give it a go, see how I can do to improve my mental health with everything going on, lockdown and everything, just trying to get more positive and live a better life, a happier life. Yeah. So I've got the audiobook for that. I've had it since I bought the book, and it's been sitting there, so it's time to get on it. Alrighty, on to spin number 6.
Right.
I am hearts.
Right foot.
Come on, this is what all that yoga was for.
2021 book haul. So for spin number 6, I got Right Hand Blue, and I went 2021 book haul. So I'm going with The Falling of the Dust by Stan Grant. This is a non-fiction, one of his recent releases, and I'm not 100% sure what this is actually looking at. It feels very global, but I feel like it's looking at a time of change and upheaval, and I love Stan Grant's writing when talking about Australia, so I'd be curious to see his opinions in a global sort of scale. And on to spin number 7. It is my butt. Left foot right.
Oh no. This hurts. That is awful characters. For spin number 7, we had awful characters. So for that one, I sort of had to go through, I tend not to buy books that I have characters I don't like. So with this one, I stretched a little bit, and I'm going the picture of Dorian Gray with my beautiful cloth-bound edition, because he's he's not an awfully written character, he's just an awful character.
100%.
So yeah, I'm gonna get through this. Been trying to read more classics this year, so that'll be one to go with. Maybe even one I can do for my classics book club. So we'll see how that goes. On to spin number 8. It's what, number 4?
Yeah. Right hand green. Right. Light cover.
Okay.
For spin number 8, I got Right Hand Green and I got Light Cover. So for this one, I decided to go with The Miseducation of Cameron Post by Emily M. Danforth, who is also the author of Plain Bad Heroines. Very different vibes. Keen for it. I know this is following Cameron when she goes to a conversion camp, and I think it's going to be very hard hitting, but it's a light cover, so yes. On to spin number 9. Last spin for you. How much is that? Right hand red.
Right hand red. That one, which is romance. God. So for spin number 9, I got romance. I don't read romance books, and I'm sure you heard Paige's maniacal laugh when I picked this up. So I was looking through my current books that I've got to read, and I thought, well, one of its selling points is that it's a stunning queer reimagining, so I picked up She Who Became the Sun. This is the advanced reader copy, or the uncorrected proof I got from my work to read before it comes out. It's like due out in the next couple days, so I'm gonna get onto that next month, reading that one. Should be good. We are possibly doing it for our book club.
Yes, so I think one of my VEDA videos will be talking a little bit more, or I at least mention it, but I have restarted Library of the Unread, but I'm doing it as a Facebook group, and it's going to be bi-monthly. And yeah, so what seems to be winning at the moment for our August-September pick is She Who Became the Sun, so that's why I'm not worrying about reading it this month, because I know I have September, and me personally, I would like to read it in a month that I'm going to discuss it so that I don't forget.
Yeah.
Whereas it'll be great if you've read it already, and then I can sort of get your feedback on what you think and go that way. But
bounce off each other as we go on.
Yeah, but with my TBR for this month, I was happy to push it on.
Could not fit.
Could not fit, could not.
Does not fit.
No.
So yeah, doing She Who Became the Sun for my last one, which was romance. On to spin number 10. I hate my life.
Right hand blue, I would have had a punishment. Okay. Ugly cover. Okay. Oh, no stacks.
Oh.
So, no punishments. Technically, if we had our old rules in, I would have had to add another spin. But considering how many extra books I'm adding, I'm doing it anyway. Just thank fuck I don't have a prompt.
She's just a masochist.
I don't know why I do this to myself.
Because you're a masochist.
So for this, I ended up with my big book. So let's see what I pull. Hi. Also, I'm really detesting this jar after a while. Do you want to come pick one and I'll pick between the two, or?
Yeah, it's always better. At least you get some choice in the matter.
Flight! So that would be the first book in the Magic series. Is it Magic?
Something like that.
Yeah. Alright. Ooh. There you go. That was many mixed.
Never fade.
Okay. Were they not the two that we pulled out from Game of Thrones?
I don't know.
Because that's the second in the Darkest Mind.
Those two.
And I'm pretty sure I pulled out Flight as well. That's really weird.
I don't think it was, but...
It was definitely Flight. I think it might have been in the Afterlight for yours.
Yeah.
Which is...
Good luck fitting either of those on.
Yep. I have a concern. So as you saw, I pulled Flight and Ash pulled Never Fade. So for this, I'm going with the first book in the series. That's how my big book works. If I get the later one in the series, I just read the first one. And so for Ugly Cover, which is my twist to prompt, I'm going with Magic by Angie Sage. It's the first in the Septimus Heap series.
Yes.
And I don't hate it. I've definitely seen worse. But it's not a pretty cover, and out of Never Fade or this, I definitely think this is the uglier one.
It's just, there's too much foil. It's
I can see what it wants to do.
It's foil gloss and trying too hard to be a hardback.
Yeah, I do have 3 of the later books in the series in hardback, which have the same sort of designs on them, and they look better.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just not sold. But I have no idea what this follows. I just have the series because I picked them up at Bookfest. Yay! Love that for me.
Alrighty, so that's Twister.
That was Twister. Thank God, no extra spins.
No punishments. I twisted myself well enough that I didn't fall over.
Yes.
Eyes coordinated.
You nearly gave yourself an aneurysm though.
Yeah, but you didn't hit me in the nuts this time, so it's a win.
There was one that I could see you being like, why the fuck are you looking further up? Just go for the one in front of you.
Yes.
You were like, nah, bitch, don't you fucking dare.
Disapproving corgi side eye.
But I was just like, this one.
So that's it from me. Now you're moving on?
Yeah, so now I will talk through what books I have for Pickpong and Ketchupathon as well. But if you want to see more of this face, feel free to subscribe because he is in every Twister video and occasionally few throughout the month.
Yeah.
And if you liked it and him being in it, feel free to give it a like while we're at that. And yeah.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, bitch. Alright, so I'm going to talk through Ketchupathon and then Pickpongathon separately because I do have overlaps but my brain just cannot deal, so we're going one at a time just to make it easier. Now there is also one book that I have not managed to talk about at all, and that is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This is the first book in the Lunar Chronicle series, and Amy from A Star Reads and Bookchara are doing a readathon of the entire, or read-along, of the entire Lunar Chronicles for the remainder of this year. I am bouncing on this, although Cinder is not on my Twister, Ketchup, or Pick, so yeah, it's just an extra that I will be doing, but yeah. The other book that I couldn't fit onto any extra TBR is Queenie by Candice Carden-Williams. Like I said, this will be going to I Should Have Read That book club though. So it's on Twister, which means it's the highest of high priorities, but it won't get me any prompt fulfillments for Pickpong or Ketchup. So, Ketchupathon. First is a middle grade, and for this I'm doing a poll on Twitter. It will have ended by the time you see this, but I will have 4 books. I've got The Spinner of Dreams by K.A. Reynolds, Frost Art 2, Escape from Aurora by Jamie Littler, A Tangle of Spells by Michelle Harrison, and Rainbow Grey by Laura Ellen Anderson. And one of these will be my read for that. I have no idea what it is. I still have 24 hours left on this poll, so that will be fun. I will insert a picture of the cover here because editing me will know. And yeah, so one of these, not sure which ones. This will get me the catch-up badge of middle grade. Next is a bittersweet book, and I think this was horseradish? I don't really use sauces. I just love the idea of having a picnic blanket with the sauces badge. So I think this is horseradish, and so that's a bittersweet book, or something that's gonna make me cry. And so I feel like The Comfort Book by Matt Haig is definitely gonna make me cry, or just hit in those bittersweet feelings. Like Ash said, he's really excited to read it. It's a fairly newly published book, and yeah, keen to pick it up. So that's what I'm going for this one. For barbecue sauce, we have Outside Vibes. Now that could be part of the plot, part of the cover, anything like that. I'm going with The Miseducation of Cameron Post by Emily M. Danforth. There's trees in the back line and I believe small town setting, naturey vibes on the cover, so that's what I'm going for. This will also be a buddy read that's happening on Twitter with a few beautiful people. So very keen to get to this and have that as a buddy read. So this goes for Twister, that buddy read, and for Ketchupathon. It does not go for Pickpongathon at all. The next is a classic, and so obviously I went with Kindred. Classic is getting me the Worcestershire sauce badge, I think. So yeah, I'm very excited to get to this. Like I said, it's a classic, very keen. The next is Mayonnaise, and that's a 5-star prediction, so I'm going with The Falling of the Dust by Stan Grant. I do believe this will be a 5-star prediction based off Stan Grant's writing. There is the concern of the content matter being something I'm not actually interested in because I don't really know what the content is, but I'm sure I'm going to really enjoy Stan's writing regardless. And finally, for Past the Salt, which is like a controversial author or book that you're not gonna like or something like that, I'm going with The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I feel like I'm going to enjoy it just because I enjoy things rather than actually critique them, but I could see it being an issue, and I feel like it is also a little bit controversial. Alrighty, so for Pickpongathon, there are 9 prompts, but you can pick and choose to get the prompts that you need. The first one is a blind pick, so I randomly generated a number and I'll insert the footage here. I'm not counting Magic or Never Fade as a blind pick because I sort of get to pick between the two. So I'm actually going to completely randomize it. It might help me, it might not. So I need to pick a number between 1 and 401, I think. 401. Okay. And we're gonna go generate. It was number 33. So actually I might go into my entire TBR here. And number 33. Oh right, it was Serious Moonlight by Jen Bennett. Cool. So as you saw, for number 33, I had Serious Moonlight by Jen Bennett. This is not one I thought I was going to be reading this month, but I'm keen. I really don't know much about it. I just know that I have heard that I will enjoy Jen Bennett's writing, and I own it, so I want to get to it. The next is Poll Pick, and this is why Ketchupathon, my middle grade, is a poll pick. So like I said, these are the 4 books in the poll, so I'll be reading one of these, and that's my way of doubling up and making it nice and easy for myself. Sneaky suspicion, I think Frost Heart 2 is going to win, just based off the people I know and what they're most likely vote for, but yeah, keen to get to any of them really, so I don't really mind which one wins. Next is a big book, so big Bookchara makes sense. So I'm going with Magic by Angie Sage. Like I've already talked about, don't really know much going in, but so this could have been a blind pick because I blindly picked it out of the jar, and you can double and triple up, which we will see later, but I don't know, I didn't really feel like it was that blind because I got to pick between the 2 options. So yeah, my randomly generated was Jen Bennett, and now I have this for my big book. Next up is a partner or friend pick, and so I just asked Ash to pick a book, and he handed me If Cats Disappeared from the World by Genki Karamura. I know that he read this recently and really adored it. It's a very, would you say it's bittersweet?
Yeah.
Fuck. So yeah, a very bittersweet book, so could use for horseradish if I run out of time, but it's nice and short, which is the main reason that he picked it, and I'm very thankful for that. So yeah, we'll be reading this. Next is 5-star prediction. So same as Ketchupathon, I'm going with The Falling of the Dusk by Stan Grant. Then, so Krystal had all those prompts preset, and then we need to pick 4 of her ones that have been randomly generated to then fulfill out the rest of the board. So I think I might have accidentally doubled up, but that's fine. One of these books covers 3 of them, so it doesn't really matter. For a book under 300 pages, I could double up. Ooh! So I just realized that I could have picked Ash's book. So I will either read Cardcaptor Sakura for under 300 pages, or The Traveling If Cats Disappeared from the World. So both of these are under 300 pages. This was what I was originally thinking of. I'm really excited to get into this, but we'll play it by ear. If I want to read both, I can. If I just want to read this one, fine. If I just want to read this and then not do partner pick, it's fine. But yeah, the next is newest published. So I do have a few that are quite newly published, but I want to save myself and double up. So I'm going with The Comfort Book by Matt Haig. So this fulfills for both Ketchupathon and Pickpong. And yeah, very, very keen and very excited to get to this. Now, the book that is going to hit off 3 prompts is on the worst books of someone's list. I saw this was on Ashleigh from A Frolic Through Fiction. I'm not sure. There was also someone else, but I can't remember who they were off the top of their head. YA fantasy, and also on my friend's wish list, which thank you, Caitlyn. You don't know that I pursued many of my friends' wish list to find it, or find a book, and yours did not disappoint, and that is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. So, doubling up, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. 3 of the prompts, plus 1 from Ketchupathon. I'm keen. So just to confirm, I didn't get Queenie on from Twisted, but the other 4 books that I did, which is great. Ketchupathon, I managed to fit 3 on, whereas the Pickpong only fit 2. So, take it out what you will. And then, yeah, have some very interesting ones on there. So very, very keen to see how this month turns out. I have no idea how this is gonna go. Yay. So thankfully, if it's not a Twisted book, I will be able to double it up on both Pickpong and Ketchupathon, and then Ketchupathon has a few extras of its own, just because it was randomly generated, which is fine by me. So these are the books that I want to read, plus Cinder and Kindred. So yeah, got a little bit of a chunky stack. Not gonna lie, a little bit intimidated, but at least Twisted was nice to me. Obviously this is for fun. If I don't get to things outside of my Twisted, that is fine. I really just want to be able to participate and have fun because I think that they're fantastic readathons hosted by fantastic people, and I just really like each concept. So yeah, also, next video that you see from me is going to be the start of VEDA. Fuck. So brace yourselves for 31 days of content in a row. You do have a little bit of a break. You'll be seeing this on Friday or Thursday for people in the time zone behind me, and then my first video will be my 7 on Sunday. Keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm so excited. If you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!